Friends, for today's session, friends, we have covered during past 10 classes many topics, and today we are covering if and or the remaining part which we could not finish yesterday, and then we will be covering protecting of sales sheet and workbook. Then protects under this there are three options and few parts of conditional formatting and ASAP utility. So, friends, let's start with the remaining part which we could not complete yesterday. That is if and or function. So, friends, just confirm me whether I am audible and screen is visible to you. Just confirm in the like text message. Okay. Thank you all, friends. Yesterday we wanted to apply the age formula over here. Here we wanted to apply the age formula. So we wanted to derive the aging. So there was some error happened yesterday. So maybe because of that we could not apply the formula. So let's do it today. So friends, this is the table in our practical scenario. We find such kind of report that we need to generate the aging. So in that case, suppose in let's understand first this table that there is a GL column, code of the particular ledger, then the GL date, the date on which the entry is done in the system, and then so then party name, invoice date, invoice amount, category a kind of like for the item for which the vendor is, and the number of days that invoice remain outstanding since the entry into the system. So how this number of days has been derived? So let me just show you the calculation of this. Uh, Friends, the date over here is mentioned is the GL date. There is a GL date column, and now I want to derive the aging. So how I can derive the days these invoices remain outstanding? So just I'll deduct from the desired date. Say this is the desired date, that is the 20 that is the 11th May. So up to yesterday, how many days the invoice remained outstanding? I'll calculate this number of days. So yesterday's date that is 11th May minus this GL date. So if you just deduct and then add one because if you deduct one date from another, so just the both dates are excluded. So after adding one date will get included into it. So the number of days remain it's outstanding till yesterday was 1126 1126. So since I want to copy this formula till the bottom of this column, so then I need to freeze this 11th May, because this is the date which will be repeated in each and every cell in the column. So I'll freeze this. For freezing, just press F4. Now copy this and paste up to the last cell. So now this has been pasted. Friends, now I want to derive the formula of aging. So yesterday Nirmal ji has given one of the good formula, very shortcut formula with the help of VLOOKUP. So I'll cover that also so that you can have the feel of this easy formula to derive the aging. and uh, and it will also save a lot of time for you. But I wanted to make you understand about this complex formula using if and or function. So let's friend first use this if function, if and function. So just I will type if and then end, if and then end, and then start bracket. After beginning the bracket, I need to provide the logic. So the logic is, if the invoice remain outstanding from 0 to 90 days, if the invoice remain outstanding from 0 to 90 days, the aging will be 0 to 90 days. So the number of days outstanding is I have already derived in column G. So for that I will just put a just press enter over here, and then I will provide the condition. So if G4 is less than equal to 90, if G4 is less than equal to 90, so then my then the result should be 0 to 90. If the invoice is less than days, number of days outstanding is less than 0 to 90, then the condition would be to that that it can be classified as 0 to 90, 0 to 90 days. Now put comma. After putting comma, again the same condition, that if and then start bracket. It's just the repetition of the conditions. Start bracket. Now the next condition is, if the invoice is outstanding for more than 90 days but less than or equal to 180 days. So the formula is, if the invoice remains outstanding for more than 91 days, more than 90 days, but less than 180 days. So let's say just put the condition into this formula. So there are two conditions. One is, if this sale is less than equal to, sorry, greater than 90 days, greater than 90, greater than 90, but less than equal to 180. So again I'll press over here this less than equal to 180, less than equal to 180, and close the bracket, and the result should be 91 to 180 days, 91 to 180 days. And the text should be within inverted comma, which we have already covered yesterday. So friends, now this formula gets repeated from here to till this if. So this is the same condition which I have to apply for each and every bucket. I'll copy this formula and then come at the end, I'll put comma, then just paste this formula. So you don't have to type it again and again. Now the next condition, since we have already covered greater than 90 but less than equal to 180, so here will be greater than 180, greater than 180, but less than equal to 270. So it will be less than equal to 270. So and the result would be 181 to 270, 181 to 270 days. So now since now up to 270 we have covered, now just put comma and paste again the same formula. So here I'll change the data. So we have covered 180 to 270. Now this should be greater than 270 and less than equal to 360. So this will be greater than 270 and less than equal to 360. Less than equal to 360, and the bucket would be changed accordingly. So this will be greater than 271, but the range will be 271 to 360 days. 360 days. So friends, now the next one is uh, the invoice should be if the invoice is greater than 360, so that is the last condition. If the aging is greater than 360, so the result should be above 360 days. So at the end of this formula, I'll again put comma, then I'll type. Now this time I will type that if uh, if this days is greater than 360, then the aging should be, uh, here I will repeat just the simple formula if function, that if this age, this aging is greater than 360, the result should be above 360 days, bracket close, else 0. So now friends, this is the completion of formula. Now I'll close the bracket, all the bracket which are open. Okay friend, now just press enter. So your result is here. Result is 360. I don't have to require any, now formula is already entered. I will copy this formula and paste in all the cells. So friends, you have to type this formula. So I think uh, it's a little bit complex formula. So if you have any doubt, then I can repeat it once again. Yeah friends, just type in the chat box if I need to repeat this formula. Okay friends, so is it clear to everyone, so that we can move ahead, or we can, okay, so there is no query raised from anyone, so I assume that everyone has must have understood this formula. So friends, once you derive this aging, so now you can prepare your MIS accordingly with the help of pivot table. So friends, you need to insert the pivot table over here. I'm just showing you. By aging, you can have a aging, this kind of thing, aging in the row level, then amount in the uh, value field level. Put a separator for a better presentation. So friends, this is what the aging is. If you want to party wise aging, the party wise aging you can also derive, like this kind of thing. So 0 to 90, you can see how many parties are there. So even if you want the aging to be placed at the columnar level, so you can place the columnar level, this aging. Friends, one thing I want to repeat over here pertaining to pivot table, that you can shift the column from left to right. So friends, suppose here the aging is 0 to 90, then it suddenly comes 180 to 270. So I can shift this column to the left or this column to the right. So I'll just pick up this column 90 to 180 and I will place at the right sequence. So now my sequence is perfect: 0 to 90, 91 to 180, 181 to 270, and so on. So friends, this is how you can prepare your MIS, uh, and just with the help of this formula and the pivot table. So it's very simple. Uh, so we can move ahead if you don't have any query. So where, Seema, this is just a simple pivot option. It's not the pivot option we have derived in the formula. You need to insert the pivot table which we have already covered 2 days back. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Uh, So friends, let's move on to our next topic. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you. That is, suppose in our day to day, like even day to day life also, we want to know the due date. We want to know the due date. So yeah, Tulsa, you can make it as a today. So that is what I am showing in the next in my next coverage, in my next this example. So where I am taking today as the due date kind of thing. So by that way you can see that the due date is coming, or simply you can also in the aging part you can instead of this 11th May, you can just type today over here. So you can just type today, and like this you have to enter over here. So accordingly the number of days will get changed. So friends, whenever you are opening this Excel file, the aging will be updated automatically. So the use of this today function is that you just type today instead of this. I wrote over here. I mentioned 11th May, yesterday's date. Instead of mentioning that, you can just type over here as today. So and the aging will get updated automatically whenever you are opening your file next day. So let's friend move to the this due date kind. So how you can derive the due date? It's again like suppose now let's understand the table. Suppose I want to submit. Okay, let me zoom it. Friend, suppose I want to submit these reports, on a particular date to my senior or to my corporate office or whatever wherever your reporting is. So I need to submit all these reports. These are the various kinds of report which I need to submit to my uh, senior or to my corporate. So and then they have provided a due date over here. So like due date is 22nd May, 29th May of this month, so and so on. So these are the due dates which I have been provided to submit the report for each and every particular date. So how I can derive, how I can know that whether this due date is now it has become due. So how I can know that a particular report has become due once I open my file. So friends, with the help of today, we can we can derive, and it's a combination of if and due date function, if and due date function. So with the help of this we can derive this due date, or due or not due kind of thing. Let's see with the help of this formula and example. So now just type the formula. If if this is if this date is equal to today, if this date is equal to today, just type over here today and then start bracket close bracket. So if this date is equal to today, comma, put due inverted comma, and then if it is not true, then put not due, then bracket close. So friends, you can again it's a simple if formula. So I have used today instead of other conditions. So you just type over here if start bracket C2, that is this date, is equal to today, bracket open bracket start bracket and close bracket, and then put comma, and then within inverted comma due comma not due. So you just press over here. So now it will show that this report is not yet due. This report is not yet due. Now you just copy this formula and paste in the all the cells. Friends, no date is due. So now suppose I change this date manually. Let's make it 12th May. So if I make it 12th May, the result will come over here as due, and remaining will be undue. Yeah, not due. So friends, whenever you are opening your file of these schedules to be submitted to your senior or to your reporting manager, uh, that will automatically show whether it is due or not due. So it's a very simple logical formula. So friends, there are so many more and more logical formula are there which you can use with the help of if and or function. So it's depend upon the logics which you are creating. If the date is before due date, definitely it will show you that it is already due. Now suppose I am making it as a 10th May. So if I am making okay, okay. Let me change it. Yeah. So it's again not okay. Just a simple change. If it is less than equal to today, I think it should, yeah. So now just a small change, friend. Make it less than equal to today. So then it will work. Yeah, yeah, Sima. Yeah, then it will work. Definitely it will work. So now you can type this formula. So friends, it's again depend upon your logic and everything. You have to define the logic considering if and or function. So just go on practicing with different logics from your practical field. And if you face any issues, definitely I am there to support you wherever it is required. So let's friends move on to our new topic. Yeah, there are so many formulas remaining. So today we are covering not the formula part. So we want that you should practice with this if and or whatever, like we have logics we have covered till yesterday and today. So then we will cover the formula part the day after tomorrow again. So yeah, friends. Now the next topic is protecting of sale, seat, and workbook. Friends, many time it happens that I want particular data in a particular format. I send this format to my subordinate to fill up that seat. But subordinate, according to his according to his whims, he just changed the like formula or that kind of thing. So according to whatever like way he want, he can edit the data, but he's not sending in a particular format. So if I want someone to send uh, only fill up the data, and that particular format is not disturbed or the formula is not disturbed. So for that doing you can protect your sales where you have already mentioned the formulas or format of the particular table. So all these things you can protect with the help of protect sale function. So let's see how you can protect sale and protect the worksheet. So and even there is an option to allow the user to insert the row and column also. So once some flexibility you can allow the user of your table to insert the row and insert the column, or edit the format. So there are many options available. So let me just start it. So friends, like this protecting seat, worksheet, and sales. So I'll cover first protecting of sales. So friends, all the sales in a worksheet are by default in locked condition. I'm again repeating it. All the cells in any sheet are by default in locked condition. So before putting this password or like protecting the seats or sales, you need to like wherever you don't want to protect the sale, you first you need to unlock those sales and then apply the formula, then apply this protect sale formula, so or say command. So friends, suppose this is the table. The table is okay. Just a minute, friend. Now let's over here. This is the table where we have just applied one formula of due date, uh, whether it is due or not. So I want that this formula, I want that this formula column, that is the column D, should not be impacted. So so how I can do? I will protect these sales and remain all these sales unprotected. So friends, so what I let me show you how you can protect your sales or unprotect. Friends, suppose I want to allow the user to make changes in this selected area only, and he will not be allowed to disturb the format or to change this formula already entered into column D. So I don't want that he should make any kind of changes over here. So so let's see. After selecting a particular area, you just press control 1, that is the format cell option. So under format cell option, there is a tab for protection. So once you go to protection, you will find this locked checkbox is already ticked. So it's already opted. So what you need to do, you need to just untick this lock locked checkbox. Once you untick, so all the cells which you have already selected uh, will be unlocked. So now press OK. So after pressing OK, go to review. In your tab, go to review. Under review, you will find this protect seat option. You will find this protect seat option. Just click over here, and under here you will be able to see that you now just see what is the option which this dialog box is providing. It is showing allow all users of the worksheet to format the cell, to format the column, to format the rows, insert column, insert rows. So uh, whatever function I will allow the user can avail that facility to insert the column, or so whatever function I am allowing him. So now just type a password over here. So say I am just typing password as a capital A, and it will require to repeat the password, same password. So I again re-entering the same password, that is the capital A, and then press OK. Now friends, you will be able to see that so all the cells which were unlocked are not protected, but all the locked cells are protected. So so here, if I want to change the formula, that is a if I want to change anything, the system should not allow. Let's type something over here. So now see, as I try to type something, it is saying the cell or the chart that you are trying to change is protected, and therefore read only. So friends, it's very much important if you want to get your desired MIS in a particular format with your desired formulas or workout formulas, then you can protect your sale and send it to your subordinates or whoever the concern to fill up just the desired field, and he will be able to fill up only those desired field and will not be able to change the your other areas unless it is unprotected with that password. So friends, now you see he can delete here delete these cells are already unprotected because here the password was not created. So now that particular person will be able to change this selected area, but will not be able to change any kind of thing. Say suppose this format, he will not be able to change this format. So now this is the thing that he will not be able to do, right? But under unprotected kind of thing, you can change, he can change any kind of thing. So just suppose he has typed such any kind of thing he can do like this. On under unprotected he can do everything. So now how to unprotect it? Friends, you have to again go to this worksheet, this review tab. Under review, this unprotected sheet, again you click over here, and now type the password, that is capital A. So once you type this password capital A, so now you can change this formula. So since the sheet is now this all entire sheet is now unprotected, so now I am able to edit or uh, edit the entire sales. So so this is how you can protect the sales with the help of formula. So you can protect all your formula sales or whatever you want with the by this command. So hope friends this is clear. Or now now let's move on to how to protect a sheet. Just a minute, friend. Yeah, how to protect the sheet, friends? It's very simple. You don't have to unlock any sale. You just click over here, protect sheet, and just type the password. So that this is again capital A, capital A, press enter. So now the entire sheet is protected, so person will not be able to change anything. So just say I just a minute, friend. Let me check all the sales are locked or not, because earlier these sales were unlocked. uh, just a minute, friend. Okay, let me just unprotect it first. Now after unprotecting, since I have already unlocked few sales, so let me lock it first, then only I will be able to uh, I will be able to lock the entire seats or the protect the entire seat. Now all the sales in that seat are under locked condition. So now if I want to protect the entire seat, so I will be able to protect the entire seat now. So now if you want to make any change anywhere in the seat, so no one will be able to change anything unless you provide the password. Uh, so friends, now if now one more thing is remaining, that if you want some limited access, so with protection, so let me cover up this also. So here, since the seat is protected, I will now unprotect this seat. I want to give a limited option. What the limited options are? Suppose here I want to allow the user to insert row and insert column. So I want to just allow the user to insert a new row or insert a new column in the worksheet. So he will be allowed, and let's type the password. So that is again capital A. So now suppose I want to insert a column, I can insert the column over here. I want to insert a row, I can insert the row by if I want to say delete this column, so it will not allow. So I'm just deleting it. Let's see, let me show you. So here the delete option is not coming over here. So so it is inactive. So it means I have provided access only to insert the column, but not to delete the column or any row. So this is the kind of limited access which we can provide to the user. Let's unprotect it again. कंट्रोल प्लस वन से लॉक अनलॉक करने का कंसेप्ट समझ में नहीं आया. फर्स्ट अनलॉक देन प्रोटेक्ट. वन क्वेश्चन. रिपीट प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ सेल ओनली. हाउ टू हाइड अ formula. Okay, so I'm repeating it, friends. Here you will find, after, if you select the entire sheet, just right click over here and go to format cell. Friends, for going to format cell, option, control 1 is the shortcut key. Control 1, control plus 1 is the shortcut key. If I press control 1, this tab format cell appears in front of you, this dialog box. So this is nothing but the just to bring the format cell tab in front of you only. So let me repeat this function again. uh, so friend, for protecting, for applying the protection, you have to, okay, let me go in other way. uh, to allow the access in a particular cell to your subordinate or to the user, you have to unlock those cells where you want to give the access. You have to unlock those cells where you want to give the access to your, to the user. So now I want to give access for these two columns only. I want to give access for these two columns only, uh, that is column B and column C. So I want to give access to the user for column B and column C. So what I will do, I will first unlock the cells. So how you can unlock the cells? You can right click over here, go to format cell, or by pressing control 1, you can bring this dialog box in front of you. So under this dialog box there is a tab for protection. Under this tab, this locked option is available. So here you just untick this locked checkbox and press OK. So friends, what has been done? This data, these all the cells which I have selected are now unlocked condition. So if I apply the formula, if I apply the seat protection, so this seat protection will be applicable only on the locked cell and not on the unlocked cells. So let's apply this. So here I'll type password capital A, then capital A. It's okay. Now if I want to change anything out of these two column selected area, so this section will not allow. Suppose I want to type here something, so this will show one error message that the sales or the sales are already protected and under read only condition. So friends, this is the thing that you need to cover up for protecting the sales. So hope this is clear. Just confirm, friends. Okay, thank you. So we have covered protection of seat and protection of sales as well, and also the limited access which has been provided by ticking those check boxes which are appearing when you are protecting that seat. So we have covered the three options. Just a minute, friend. Thank you. Someone saying very nice. Friend, now let's move on to the next hour, this conditional formatting. So I'll cover up limited part today. Uh, very simple part. Then a little bit complex. Let's cover up in the coming classes. Friends, format conditional formatting. Now let's come on. Again, we are taking example of this only. Suppose I want that so whenever this due date is appearing, it should be highlighted with a particular color, and if it is not due, it should be highlighted with a different color, so that you can easily identify whether a particular report is due or particular report is not due. So first, I will have to unprotect it, friend. Otherwise, it will not allow. I have unprotected. Now, friends, I'll just go to home home tab. Under home tab, there is a option available for conditional formatting. So under conditional formatting, there are so many options available. First, highlight cell with all the numerical calculations, and even text also. So see here, highlight cell with a greater than. So you need to put some numbers. Say for example, highlight cell, uh, say with a greater than 1 lakh, greater than whatever number you put in. So those cells with a greater than that particular number will get highlighted. Again, in the similar fashion, less than means up all the cells with a less than whatever condition you will put over there with a less than of say any number. So let's see one example of this. So let's come to this option, this table. We have seen this table yesterday. In this table, name of employee is there, and the quantity of tire he has sold, and the value of amount value for which he has sold the tire. Now I want to highlight a particular sale with a particular condition. So actually this tab is not active. Now again I'll go to that tab again. If just a minute, friend, this conditional formatting tab is not getting activated. I think some error in the sheet is okay. Let's understand this. Friend, under this you are able to see that at different places what is the amount of sale has been done for each and every particular place. So I want to highlight the sales where the sales are achieved, where the sale someone has achieved in that particular city above a particular amount. So I'll just select this column and then go to conditional formatting, highlight the sale greater than. So friends, if I want to highlight a greater than, you just type a particular number over here. Say highlight all the sales greater than 1 lakh. I will type 1 lakh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I typed 1 lakh and then press OK. All the sales with a sale value greater than 1 lakh are highlighted. Now you see all the sales which are less than 1 lakh. Say for Imphal the sale is 97,000. This is not getting highlighted. And Ujjain, for this also sale value is below 1 lakh. So all the sales having less than 1 lakh are not highlighted with that particular color. Now friend, if you want to change the color, if you don't like this color, so you can change the color also. Go to greater than function, type over here. So let me take this time another number, say 4 lakh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then and under this color option you will have a different options available over here. So just go to custom, and under custom go to fill tab. Under fill tab you will have a different color. If you whatever color you want, you can choose all those color from here only. So suppose I want to select this yellow color. So this yellow will appear. If you want to change the border, that kind of thing, that options are available over here. So just press OK and then OK. So friends, you see now two conditions are appearing over here. First condition, that above 1 lakh, since I have not cleared the conditions, so that is why both the conditions are appearing over here. So let me clear all the conditions. So now how you can clear the conditions? Go to conditional formatting. Then here in at the bottom, the rule, the option is available, clear rules. The option is available, clear rules. From now, there again two options are available for you: clear rules from the selected cells and clear rules from the entire sheet. So whatever options you want to opt, you can opt. Now let me opt for this clear rule from the selected cells. So friends, once you clear the entire all the rules, so your original format appears over here. So now I can apply that formula, that conditional command for say greater than 4 lakh, 4 lakh, and I want to change the color. Just go to custom format and I want to highlight with say light green, and I'll press OK and then OK. Now you friends, you will be able to see all the cells, all the cities against which sale is greater than 4 lakhs are highlighted with that particular color. Friends, such condition you can put in for easy identification of any number. So again, let's come to different option. Let's clear the rule then first. Now go to say highlight sales with less than kind of thing. So say less than 1 lakh, less than 1 lakh with a different color, say maybe it deep red. So you can do all these kind of thing, that with deep red, these all the sales which are less than 1 lakh are highlighted. Friend, by this way you can play with this conditional formatting. There are other options also available. Let's go to option of this text contains. So let me apply these conditions in our due date format. Okay, so friends, I'll select this column and then go to conditional formatting, highlight the text that contains due, that contains due with particular color. Whatever color you want, you can select those colors, say this yellow color, and then press OK. Okay friends, since all the cells are containing due, that is why all cells are highlighted, because here is due also, here is also due. So let's change it. Let's change our condition. Go to equal to, then due. Now friends, see, I have just changed this due as a equal to option, and now it has highlighted the due part only, and all the due not due part are highlighted with yellow color, but all the due part are highlighted with green color. So for different colors you can put here. So let me again repeat this one. Clear the this conditional formatting from the entire sheet. So just friends, go over here. So if it is say equal to due, so all the due cells will get highlighted automatically by your chosen color. So say light green color and then just press OK. So friends, now you will be able to see these all the due dates, uh, which are all the sales where this due is showing will get highlighted, and accordingly you can take the decision. Oh yes, these due date has already come. Suppose, let's see how this will automatically affect this all the conditions in formula. Let's just change this date as a first May. So what will have, let's see, as I change this date as a first May. So this sale gets with the help of formula, this gets converted into due, and as the it has appeared as a due, now sale gets highlighted with the color. So friends, you can prepare your different kind of, you can apply this thing, the combination of conditional formatting as well as if function and today function. So there are three conditions we have utilized. We have used, you see, we have used if function, and then today this date command, and then do not do with the help of conditional formatting, the coloring of the cells are there. So by this way, friends, you can highlight different colors with the help of this conditional formatting. So friends, you just have a different all the options you can, we are duplicate, we have completed many times in our all the previous classes. So so friends, you can just have a practice at your home or at your workplace. So and similarly, this top and bottom, say top 10 item, top 10 percentage, all these kinds of are similar kind of thing. So you just have a practice at your home or at your workplace. So you can do some R&D kind of thing, friends. Remaining these two portion will be cover up in coming classes. And friends, now this icon setting, so you can select this icon for say highlighting something kind of thing. Say suppose this green, yellow, red, if you want to insert, say over here, any kind of like symbol. So here you can say already, if you want to insert, sorry, if you want to insert a kind of symbol over here, so icon you can insert, say I think some issue is appearing over. Okay friends, we'll cover it tomorrow. So if you have any issue till today, till up to this topic, so let's just complete it, then we'll move on to next topic for today. If you have any okay, so there no confusion from your side for any topic which we have already covered. Okay, let's move on to our new topic. So friends, our new topic is ASAP utility. Friends, this is one of the most important, and mainly if I say that more than 80 or 90% of Excel user do not know what is ASAP utility. So friends, ASAP utility in is available, which you can download it from this ASAP utility portal, and this remains available as a free software for 3 months, and after that it becomes so educational version will be available for 3 months. After that it will be it will become inactive. So and you have to again download it. But there are so many things uh, that with the help of ASAP utility, you can do a good amount of work within a fraction of second. So let's see how you can do this. So friends, you have to first go to uh, this website asap-utilities.com. So from here you can download. So I have today downloaded I have downloaded this tool. So I'll just install this tool. Let me install it. So once you install, just a few 2-3 minutes, friends. It will take hardly 2-3 minutes. Friends, first for installing, I need to close all the worksheets. So that is why I have stopped sharing the screen also. So just it's a very user friendly like setup is there. Just go on installing. It will take hardly 2 3 minutes. So just wait for a few moments, friends. We'll cover up this ASAP utility shortly. So friends, now this utility is installed, and let me show you the usage of this ASAP utility. So I'm sharing the screen. Uh, Friends, just confirm me whether you are able to see the screen or not, and also I'm audible. Friends, am I audible? Okay, so hope you are able to see the screen also, right? So friends, now after installing this ASAP utility, okay friends, thank you. So you see at the end of all the tab, this ASAP utility tab has appeared. So friends, at the end of all the tabs in your Excel worksheet, this ASAP utility tab has appeared. So let's first see this tab, then we will have a feel of this and the usage of this utility. Now friends, I have come to ASAP utility tab. So friends, just drop down each and everything. You will be amazed what kind of facilities this ASAP utility is providing to you. Let's drop down this list. Say under sheet. Now just you go through the entire thing. Just go through the entire list which is available under this sheet option. So what does it is saying? Add a new worksheet, fill in a name, insert a multiple worksheets. Friends, for inserting multiple worksheets, it will like suppose I want to insert say 20 worksheets. So you just say I want to say insert a 6 worksheets. Just a minute friends. Insert multiple seats, usage sales value as a different seat. Okay, rename current seat. I think there's some error is appearing. So I'll come back over this. So friends, you just go through this, remove all empty worksheets. So friends, let me show you this function. There may be many empty worksheets, empty seats. So I'll select this, remove all empty worksheets. I'll put OK. So all the empty worksheets you just see, the system has deleted all the worksheets. So friends, you just go through this all the application, all the list, and have a some kind of R&D. Then we'll cover up this topic again. So let me show you one thing over here. So suppose there is a like a row and column, come to row and column, and then if you want to say insert multiple empty row at once. So say friends, if you see this option, insert multiple in empty row at once. So so that you can see over here, so that you can do that kind of thing. Insert empty column. So many options are available over here. So insert empty row or column in between, insert multiple empty row at once. So that you can also do. So let's select this. Okay, let me just have. So in between, insert empty row or column in between. So the tick is on row. So number of row you want to insert. Say if I want to insert two row after each row, blank row. So let's see. Okay. So now just what this function is doing. This is inserting two row, two blank row after each row. So it will be taking little time. So so now friends, see, after each line it has inserted two blank row. So you can see the utility, the effect of utility, that it has inserted two blank lines after each row. So friends, this is the utilization of ASAP utility. So let's delete all these blank row. Let's see if anything is available in ASAP utility. All delete all empty rows. Okay, so the function is available over here to delete all empty rows. So very nice. So let's select this up to end, and go to over here and delete all empty rows. I'll just, do you want to remove all completely empty rows on your worksheet? Okay, so now it will delete all the empty say empty rows. So friends, now the earlier data is again in the same format kind of thing. So so, so this is the utilization. Now let me show you one more utilization. Suppose now go to this text option. Under text option, if you want to prefix or suffix something kind of thing with each and every data, so that is also available. So friends, let me just, Friends, one more thing you just see change to lowercase, change to uppercase. All these things are also there. So let us just have a kind of this change to lowercase. If I want to change this, all the cells now see friends, all the cells are converted into lowercase. So you will be able to see perfectly all the cells are converted into lowercase. If you want to change it to the uppercase, so now you see all the cells are converted automatically into uppercase. So don't require any kind of formula which we have learned to convert into uppercase, lowercase, upper, lower or sentence case kind of thing. So for again there is an option, that start first word with uppercase. So let's have a look at this kind of. So start word with uppercase. Okay, might be. So make first character uppercase and rest lowercase. So let's see this. So first character is in uppercase and rest are under lowercase. So friends, there are lots of utilities are available. You just go through it and make some R&D at your home. So yeah friends, let's see this. You will be able to see this delete leading and trailing spaces. Friends, many a times you will find you just copy some data from say mail or say Outlook, and you paste that data into your Excel sheet. So while doing so, many all the numbers have some spaces at the right side or the left side. So either both side spaces are there. So you just if you find that kind of thing, you just copy, select the entire area and press this delete leading and trailing spaces. So you will be able to delete the entire like space kind of thing. So and you will be able to convert use those data perfectly. So so friends, similarly there are so many options available. Under each and every option you just have a one kind of R&D at your home or at workplace. So if you have anything, if you find anything amazing, so we can discuss the same tomorrow. So let's friend have a conclusion of today's like session. If you have any query,